now lose 99% of Alteric Valley unless it's a pre-made.
Damn.
So it's more like AFKV, not AV. Like you just, you know, if you're not doing anything, that's a good thing to have on in the background. Just stand behind a tree.
And we're live now.
We are live.
We are.
That's
live.
That's bonus information for whoever wants it.
Yep.
So we weren't live for the character conversion.
That's good. That's good.
Nah,
there was a
people
lot
need to see
of.
that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that would be useful for anyone who is converting a level 4 D&D
Or just
character
learning
to a
this,
level
yeah.
3 D&D.
Or just learning this.
Yeah, I know, I
system,
did
like-
go over
I
some
made
of
a
the
whole
fundamentals.
video back in the day about this game. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're just joining us, we have just converted a D&D 4th edition game into Shadow the Demon Lord.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how it goes.
Next
Pretty
week.
smoothly, I might say. That was pretty painless, so nice work, everybody. Last session, we arrived in Stanton, was brought up to speed, the party was, on the divided politics of the city as it stood upon entering, and the party deliberated a little bit what was the best way to go forward, and they've achieved quite a bit as far as getting some of the house leaders to promise to either lend aid for a greater battle against the evil forces dwelling in the northeast, or to at least send a representative to a grand council of the city. You guys were brought to House Olvin, since Lord Peter Olvin wanted to meet all of the new arrivees in town. It was a trap, seemingly.
It's a trap.
You were dropped down into a lower level dungeon, and 2 monsters were set upon you guys, but you prevailed. And you escaped with a steward who felt that his life was no longer valued by his master, so he helped guide you out through a secret tunnel. You dropped off the steward at House Wolf, and I think that's pretty much where we left off.
Right.
You have some knowledge of the situation of the other houses, but apart from House Wolf, you haven't locked in support from anybody else.
Yeah.
Shaw?
I didn't have time to fill the whole thing up.
Hey, this, yep.
But
No,
you
this
get
is
a little reference.
This we can
Get rid of.
we can retire. Well, not get rid of. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful screen, but we will set it aside somewhere.
Alright, so I thought about this.
Uh-oh.
This is what we should
He's
do.
been thinking.
He's been
This is
thinking.
what we should do.
I'm
I'm going to go over. We're going to kill the guy that trapped us.
Peter?
Yep. Peter Pumpkin Eater.
Peter. Pumpkin.
dead.
Peter. Okay.
Because he's working for the Dark Lord. Can't allow that. We get the council together. You know, we fix whatever the problems they have real fast.
Okay.
We make sure this place is fighting fit and ready. Have them start training more guards and men and blah blah. Get them ready for war. I mean, we're not going to get them ready for war, but
Right.
yeah, make sure they're working on it. Then we get some horses. We haul ass, breakneck speed to Blue Cape. We weed out whatever Dark Lord fucks are there.
You can assume that there's going to be
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
We have to assume,
Yeah.
yeah.
We get them fighting fit, ready for war. Then we grab a ship. We sail to Regnar. See if there's any baddies there. Get them fighting fit. And then we sail with them back here. And we all round up over to Zuknu.
War of the Last Alliance.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty solid. I like that.
That's your plan.
That's his grand plan.
That's like the outline. But now
right,
we have to
yeah.
Are there any-
execute any.
Well, are there any problems with this plan that you can see?
I mean, there's clearly going to be issues along the way because nothing works out as perfect as a plan.
Well, do you object to the plan? Do you have an alternative to the plan? Do you have any other good ideas?
I think once we vanquish this from this city, they'll be better off than they were before we showed up. So
Right.
I think that part's good.
Uh-huh.
How's that book going, Thomas?
How's that book going?
Good. I think
I'm going to need to peruse it again soon.
Yep, I think I've got what I need.
Thank you.
Anything? Any thought?
I was copying a spell down.
So
while you
he
were saying
heard
most of it.
none of
So
it.
you heard none.
You were. I know you wanted to kill the guy who trapped us.
Right. Then we're gonna, in order, get this place ready for battle. Blue Cape ready for battle. Ragnar ready for battle. And then we all move over to Zuknu.
Sounds great.
I mean, it's a lot of
Nothing interrupts us. That might take
Right.
months.
Yes.
I didn't say this
So
was a
I
quick
don't get
plan.
any
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't have anything better to do.
Nothing
You
that we
have
could
what
muster
just went
against
over.
Zuknu was
So
going to
my
be quick.
attacks
No,
are
I mean,
much
well, the
more
alternative is like a
supposed to
shadow
be
plan, like we try to,
specific.
like Lord of the Rings style. But we
Well,
don't.
honestly, I think that this whole war
Name
is
my
just going to be a distraction
Yes.
in the end while we
And
go
then
for the shadow plan
Correct.
to shut down the portals.
Yeah, eventually we'll probably have to do that. But I guess
My
until we get
adventures.
further knowledge about how to even do that.
Just you
Right.
make note of that in your
We just do
inventory.
our best to
That's still
prepare the
good to
cities.
have.
Right. That's what I thought. Okay.
You done with that?
Not quite.
You done with this?
Not quite. Well, then good. That's the plan. But I want to hear from Hubert.
Okay. You
About
run
the
plan by
portals.
him?
Well, he,
So
they
I
were.
wanna
know
they
what
were
he
reading
learned
the-
in the library.
Yeah.
No. Well, we were the last we were in
Okay.
Corden's place, hiding the
Oh yeah, you brought him to the temple
Yeah.
for.
to keep him safe. Because he's the one that is kind of like he's the one who has the whole story.
He cracked open the story for you.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and he gave you a little bit of information
Yep.
about the identity of the Dark Lord and stuff like that.
So, but now I mean Adam's idea. It's not really a bad one, but
Thanks.
I'm saying like it's good that we kill them, but now getting the others, you wanted to still get them
Yeah, if we gotta rescue
United.
some kid or whatever the fuck,
in Crime Alley.
we're gonna do it quick. Do it quick, get it done. If we have to kidnap some other kid and make him look like the other kid, whatever we gotta do.
There you go.
All right. And you had your rendezvous at the end of the session too, Thomas.
Oh, he did,
You
yeah.
got your information.
What exactly did he say?
I remember some. Hold on. Okay, so something's been going on in the Peter house. Or,
It's not the Peter house.
Not the Peter house.
Victor?
I mean, there has been something going on in the Peter
The
house.
Vincent.
Vincent house. Yeah.
Vincent house.
Vincent House.
Yeah, there's been like a divide in the castle. He thinks the Lord has been overcome by some force. And
Oh, right, where he's
possible
bringing in
way of
curtains.
entry is like
Curtains.
Right, yeah, the curtain dude.
Yeah.
Curtain Co. Or I wrote it down. It was something else. Might have been Drake Co. But yeah, he's gonna meet us at the inn again tomorrow.
Correct. Same time, 6 o'clock. Who's gonna meet you?
Mm-hmm.
Just you.
Oh yeah, with further
Yeah.
intel.
I could make curtains. We could hide inside the curtains.
But basically, we need to pretend to be delivering them.
Right.
But the Peter thing
So it's more like
is definitely looming on this too.
what do you
We're
think
dealing
about
with
Well, yeah,
the
we're just
house
killing
we
this
just
guy.
left who tried to kill us.
We're gonna kill that guy. Well,
So-
God, do we even care about this dude?
Vincent?
Right, this
Not
crazy
imminently.
fuck.
well, it's
mean, for the health of the
worrisome.
town.
We don't think it's necessarily the Dark Lord, but something bad's been going on.
Well, I mean, we think
We don't
the
know
Dark
if it's
Lord
not
is-
Dark Lord, but Peter didn't seem. They didn't seem to be in cahoots.
Who else could possibly be magically influencing this guy to darkness besides? the
Why
Dark
does it
Lord?
have to be magical influence? He could just be crazy.
But like, a lot of the castle's going with him.
Right.
I mean,
Coincidence?
where's his army? Is he still paying his army? Is he keeping them fed? Could they just be recruited by some other house? Could we just solve it that way and not care about him?
I mean, the corrupted ones are presumably like.
But he's not corrupted. This other guy, Peter,
Yeah, Peter's
is like
still good.
actively fucking with things. This
Yeah.
dude's just like, curtains.
I mean, he's not an imminent threat to us by any means. But if our goal is to like solve the union of the town,
Well, then let's just blast down his doors and get some answers.
Vincent won't answer anyone.
If we blast down his doors.
We'll have an army at our feet.
It's It's true.
Maybe we want to try to get Peter to.
I mean,
we
how
want
do
to get the good guys against the bad guys. We want to pit them against each other. We don't want to just battle.
How
all
do
of
you
them.
see this ending with this guy? Like, we go and talk to him, and we're like, "Hey, man,
We sneak in with the.
snap out of it."
I guess yeah. So let's say we sneak in with the curtains open.
Are we gonna kill him? Is that the end goal?
I don't know if he's unsavable.
They all are, kid.
I feel like we want to make the good guards turn against the bad guards and overthrow Vincent if needed,
God.
or break his curse somehow.
Convoluted. Okay. Well, we'll put a pin on it.
The
And
Vincent thing.
let's deal with Peter first. Now, Peter,
He's in his castle.
he's in his castle. He has loyal men, though. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must. Correct.
So, we have Lord Wolf's army of 120 men at our full disposal.
Well, he gave you approval to go.
Full disposal.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna go to them. Be like, hey, round up, boys. Heading over to Peter's.
We're heading over to Peter's.
We'll lead the way. And there won't even be a fight. I mean, it's gonna be too intimidating. There's not gonna be any scuffle. And then we tell Peter that he's under arrest. Or something.
You take him into custody and kill him.
I'll make like a fake badge for myself. I'll just conjure it.
You're acting on behalf of the city.
Yeah. Deputy.
Did
I've been deputized.
you take one of the telepathy zeros?
Yeah, I took 2.
Which one? Sense and
I retrained one, but now I have share thoughts.
it doesn't really tell you what it does. They both say the same thing. Sense and share say. So I assume it means what the word is. It's trying to tell you.
No, they're different.
Yeah, one
Share
is
thoughts 1 minute within medium range. If something has intelligence 5 or higher, you can communicate with it without speaking.
Oh, this does not say that.
Maybe you should use like a book.
I don't have that book. Is that this one?
The occult philosophy.
I think Thomas has had
Thomas
this
has been
whole
hogging
time.
it.
I've got one more. Knock you down.
Okay. Ziggy seems to be implying we won't have full disposal of these.
That's
men.
correct.
Well,
Which men?
I didn't want to say it
Lord
was,
Wolf's men.
I didn't want it to be a given.
A given.
Yeah. Like,
Well, what did he say?
Well, you described this threat growing in Zooknul,
Yes.
and that it was going to be eventually or possibly immediately a danger to the town.
Yes.
And he said, well, you've got our full commitment. We will march with you to face that external evil. That doesn't mean he won't agree to, you know, your own... So,
Okay,
but you'd
so if
have,
we
you're gonna
talk
have to
to him-
approach... Yeah,
He might give us 120 men.
yeah.
But I'll admit it is possible there could be a giant slaughter fest in the castle.
In the town.
Yeah.
Feels like something we should deal with ourselves.
The Lord might have a lot of men.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Assassination?
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
I feel like they're on high alert.
Who's your best assassin?
Probably Gyro.
Uh-huh.
Pew pew.
Find your watchtower. Look for a window open.
True, we find you a tower or something nearby.
Yeah, Artemis could be like doing some pushing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
can
you
like
go.
push open a window or something. While he's sleeping, you just shoot him in the head. Done.
Do we have the map here of the city?
Yeah, look at that.
Very
Gulp.
John S. Kennedy.
Gulk would recommend you get a really exotic poison for your arrow, though, so that it
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of damage.
so that it
anymore.
maximizes
I don't have
lethality.
bear trap.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the
Wait.
city map out there?
He's
Yeah.
looking at it.
All right.
The
Well, I don't need it. I just want to make sure you guys had it available.
Are we still with the steward?
Killing him?
The guy.
Oh,
in,
you
No,
mean
he's
we
been
have
he's
a
been
nice-
cooperating. Killing him might cause corruption at
No,
this
I'm not
point.
gonna kill him.
Which I'm so glad to have corruption.
I know, but I
because
wanna
that
talk
keeps
to
me-
him.
All right. I couldn't remember because Mert's right. You did take him to the Temple of Corday.
I thought we never left the temple yet.
That actually sounds correct. I
Okay.
I
Good.
I didn't remember correctly. Yeah, we'll say you guys are in that room, and Golk and Hubert are still at the library.
Does your lord ever leave the castle?
Now that you mention it, very seldom.
Well, what does that mean?
I believe the last occasion was, in fact, the final council meeting before the long recess began.
The answer is no. Okay.
Now, there may be a number of pretexts that could lure him out of the castle, but it will be difficult for me to think of what would work at this point. I'm sure he will have already guessed that I am no longer a trustworthy servant to have disappeared with you. I could try to return to him.
No.
Concoct a story.
He'll kill you. Describe the appearance of the envoy from the Dark Lord.
He was human.
Good.
He
How
wore
did he dress?
simple robes of black.
Okay.
They had an emblem.
Okay. Could you draw it?
You could have a demon lord that comes from this book.
Oh,
Think
nice.
about that. All
You
right.
could have someone
Did
pretend to be
we,
an envoy.
not to say that it matters because we
goading him,
converted,
just
but did
assassinate
we
him one-on-one.
pick like a chain,
one of us?
like Demon
Yeah,
Lord always
why
had
not?
a
He doesn't know all of us.
Bloom-esque thing? Did
Yeah.
we pick one of those?
You only
No,
met
you
you,
didn't,
right?
and I will kind of
Are we
implement
talking
one
Vincent
here.
now?
No, you met with right. We're talking Peter,
Okay. But he sent us all into his dungeon, so.
but he didn't see all of us.
Yeah, he didn't. The audience was a pretext. He just, the moment you were in his castle, you were ordered to be disposed of.
So he only
Yeah.
knows what Baron Dookie looked like.
Yes.
And he's dead. Or not
It
here.
disappeared.
He's abandoned us.
So we put you in a robe. We give you this emblem. You go there and say you want to meet with Peter. You get him one-on-one in his room, and you blow his ass up.
Bazing?
Would he let me in with all my gear?
No.
Well, I wouldn't need it. I have magic.
Boom. See?
It might not be a clean death, but
The death he deserves.
it might not be easy. But if he tries to hit me with metal, it's gonna
Can you
feel like
provide
metal.
the steward with writing materials?
Yes. I'll conjure useful item.
Okay. You do so.
Oh, I got it. Spellbound weapon. It'll teleport into my hands. I'm the perfect assassin.
Oh, dude, that's like
Beautiful.
graphic novel
Yeah, like,
worthy.
that's-
That's cool.
That's beautiful.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check my weapons at the door.
So you get to be the envoy, Thomas.
He's going to be the envoy.
All right.
Actually, I don't even need to bring a weapon at all. I'll just act like an envoy.
Okay. He starts drawing.
Okay.
Now, I don't think any of you have any sort of like buffs you could give him for anything like this.
I got
That- yeah. Well, you are a quintessential expert archer, tracker, lady of the wild.
But I mean, I don't even like do much damage.
The only thing I could do is if he already has a boon.
Okay. No, he doesn't. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just... Yep, okay. He draws a simple circle.
Yeah.
He makes kind of like...
Wait, is he making... Wait, what's happening? Is he making something?
No,
the
the
steward
steward's
is drawing his best recollection of the symbol that was presented
Is he
by the...
technically like rolling a challenge roll?
No.
Okay. Because I can give him a boon if he anyone does an attack or a challenge as a triggered action.
What's the... Describe like the flavor
Prayer.
text of the ability.
A creature in short range makes an attack or challenge. I use a trigger to give them one boon. A triggered action.
So you're praying for them to be successful in what they're doing.
Pretty much. So
I'll
I'm
grant
praying
it.
for
I'll
him
grant it here.
to like
Okay.
remember it.
Yep, because that's going to trigger something Artemis can
Then
do.
I'm going to use impose predictability,
There you go.
and he gets a 6 on that boon.
That was the only, I knew I had that.
He made an intellect challenge roll.
Yeah.
He rolled a 15,
Nice.
and you maximize the boon.
Yep.
21.
He's gonna be able to
That's
recreate it exactly as it
Okay,
appeared. So.
Perfect.
All right, the emblem, and I can go into super detail here because of how good his drawing is. He drew a planet with like about a dozen eyeballs inside of it.
Ooh.
There you go.
Okay, and what was this emblem made out of? What did it look like?
It was.
Wooden,
It
metal?
was sculpted in flesh in the emissary's palm.
Okay, that's fine. I can create flesh. So I'll just create like a little flesh glove
A little
for you.
flap.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll have the emblem on
Okay,
it.
who am I pretending to be exactly again?
You are pretending to be an envoy from the Dark Lord, the opener of the way.
I'm pretending to be Zoopnul.
Make sure you say the opener of the way. That's his
His
title.
code.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Say I am the opener of
No,
the
the Dark Lord is the opener of the way.
If they'd
Do not call yourself the opener of the way.
I am here on behalf
Of the opener of the way.
opener
Yeah.
of the way. Alright.
Now, the guards probably won't know what that means. So I don't. What did he say to the guards? I mean, you must have met him before he met with the Lord.
I
What
had
did
a
he
brief
tell you?
interaction with him.
What did he say?
He spoke to me,
Yes.
saying that if I were to impede his business with the Lord, I would face a dark and terrible fate, and that my master would be expecting him. And sure enough, my master was most pleased that we allowed him to enter unimpaired.
Alright, so I'll just act really confident.
Yeah,
And
that confident.
Yeah.
He's not going to be expecting you. So you're going to act.
Like you did something wrong.
Right, like he fucked up. This is a surprise visit, motherfucker. Let's talk in
There's
your
urgent-
room
Urgent
privately.
business.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. If you get scared though, you might not
Right,
let me in.
right. You don't want to be too suspicious.
You gotta walk a fine line.
Like plans have changed or
It's
something
just-
we must discuss.
Yeah, okay, just a neutral
Yeah.
surprise.
Um,
I wonder what has changed. What should I say?
well, you're not going to talk publicly anyways.
You're right. I just need to get in a private.
You got to get in
You
private.
get nice and close.
Now that flesh glove will last an hour, so you
Okay,
should be
that's
pretty good.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'll wear long sleeves
Nice.
Okay.
so you can see the seams.
You'll need a nice black robe, the steward suggests.
Is it gonna
I could
look?
create like a flesh bodysuit for you.
Is it gonna?
Is that truly worth no more
that
than one
insanity?
silver piece? Yeah. Some
No, this
people
is
might-
a different item.
Oh,
This is
okay,
a different
okay,
spell.
okay.
What
yeah.
is it? What tradition is this? Is this like?
This is conjuration.
Oh, it feels
I could
like
create like a 1 yard cube of flesh.
what? For what?
It could be like venison, yeah, but
it sounds crazy though.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty simple plan. Should be easy.
Am I gonna look more or less suspicious with a glove or a full body of like my eyes are peeking out like a bad like mascot?
From the sound of this guy looked pretty normal.
So I'll just do the glove.
Yeah, we'll just do the
Just
glove.
make it fit me though, if you can.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Sculpted onto you.
Yeah, it'll be sculpted. Okay.
Does it bleed?
No, why would it bleed?
I'm just like wondering when you cut into it, it's gonna be like, is it gonna look like?
We're not going to cut into it.
I thought I have to have the seal on my hand.
Right, I can just create it with the
Oh,
seal.
all right.
Because I create, it's very specific. I can do whatever I want with it. So, I guess let's do that now. Or should we wait?
For what?
Yeah, for what? We gotta get things
Do
done.
you have a contingency plan?
Yeah. What if he doesn't? What if the guards don't believe me?
There's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Well, no. I mean, if the guards don't believe you, you just walk off. That's not a thing.
But I'll be insistent.
Right. So you get inside. You're inside the castle. He looks at you and you're like, "You're not from the Dark Lord."
Then whoa. Then I just
Then yeah,
Attack
you
him.
kill him, and
well, how do I get out in a timely manner? I feel like if I have to do it like
Aren't you doesn't Storm give you some crazy powers to like
actually have like some cool lightning thing.
there
fly?
was one, but I picked a simpler one. That
Fly?
didn't allow me to teleport.
Great. I would probably
That would have
try.
been really damn useful.
You should
right
go for
now.
that trap floor then.
What?
Remember that floor was trapped?
Mm-hmm.
You should try to get down there then, instead of going out the front door.
Do I know the way out now?
The steward can provide you the best instructions he can
Yeah.
How did we get out of there in the first place?
through the dungeon.
There was just a passageway.
There's a tunnel that
behind
led
the
out.
Otyugs.
Yeah, you basically made that way accessible by killing them because that's the way that they would
So now,
be taking.
so now it's accessible. But
As
as I
far as you
recall,
know.
the trap door had to be triggered and or it was reclosed because we tried to get out.
Yeah, well, the steward can tell us how it's triggered.
Yeah, there's an external crank. It's activated from an adjoining hallway, so it's difficult for you. It's difficult to, without coordination, to like go in there on cue for it to be open.
Does anyone have
He recommends the
teleportation
best-
powers?
He said the best thing you could do is to operate the crank before going into the room. But
So
that
that
would,
like sets it, but it doesn't open it when you.
well, no, it does open it, but he's saying the controls to open the floor are not in the room itself.
Okay.
It's in the neighboring hallway. They were able to do it, because he led you into that room, left, and then they
Actually,
had a.
Do
I
I-
could go back through the passageway underneath, and then use forceful push to break the floor.
Is my puddle power converted?
Conversion.
That's a big deal in Demon Lord. I gotta think for a moment. It's a bigger deal in Demon Lord than D&D because that's pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna say it is Thomas, but given the darker, more difficult nature of Demon Lord, each time you do the puddle, even without complications, it will still cause a small amount of damage.
Okay.
So it's like a resource. Like if you need to puddle, you'll still be able to puddle, but it's always going to come at a little bit of a blood price.
Okay.
Like your body is just not meant to become puddle, even though it has that ability now.
You thinking about like going down the toilet?
If needed.
The privy hole.
Yeah, like I just
That's actually
jump
a
out
pretty.
the window and become a puddle. And
It's
like
a pretty ideal assassin.
Yeah.
You
You
can
just
conjure
flush
a
me
weapon.
away.
You can puddle out. Yeah. That's
Like I'll just go to the toilet and wait for someone to look at me, and they'll be like, "Yeah," and they'll just flush me. But they
That's
probably
not how.
they don't have toilets nowadays, do they?
they have
They're privileged.
they have
Outhouses.
like basically shafts that empty out into a ditch.
Even
Guard
better.
or
Even
Yeah,
better.
That's what I thought.
How do I? But how do you get into one of those?
You dive in.
Is it
Dive
sized?
Well, it's asshole size. But you're a puddle, so
But
it's
is it
fine.
like-
808.
It just
You
goes
just
like
stand on top. You go into a puddle, and you.
if I'm near one, I mean that'll be good. I'll ask the butler where the closest
Privy.
is,
He,
or just where most of them are.
you see him scratch his head a little bit, and then he gives you directions for the nearest privy off of the where he's asking, you want the closest privy to where he anticipates the Lord will meet with you?
Yes.
Okay, it's like you leave, go left, and it's the door right at the end of the hallway. It's very close.
Okay. Good.
It's the Lord's own privy.
So he's gonna see me. He'll be like, "What's this?" Boom. Puddle. I'll have to like flee for like maybe a round. I can sleep down.
Yeah, I think you're in pretty good shape to
Yeah,
pull this off.
I've got some good abilities for it, I think. And that's if he doesn't believe me, but he might.
You might.
Wait a minute. He's not going to believe that I was here before. He would recognize me. He's going to know I'm not the same guy.
I didn't. No, you're not going to pretend to be the same guy. Dark Lord has many on board.
Yeah.
Alright.
If he asks about the other guy, say that he
His other
displeased his he's the master or something. They add a little bit of fear in him.
Alright. Alright.
Alright. So I'll create the flesh glove for you.
Oh, flesh.
Yeah.
Alright, put it on. Or unless you put it on there already.
Is it like grafted onto you?
Ugh.
I could do that if you want.
Will it disappear?
In 1 hour.
After an hour.
Okay. So we'll do that. And I'll cast Spellbound Weapon on my sword and just be like, hold this.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Where are you storing
sell
the
it
sword?
or do whatever you want.
Who's the custodian of your sword? While
I will carry.
Mhm.
all right, it's a pretty big sword.
Mm-hmm.
What's your strength?
9.
Okay, you're gonna have to
Cumbersome.
break it along the ground if you move with it.
I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Oh, okay. You're just gonna sit in the Cordam's
If
temple.
someone
Yeah.
steals
Alright.
it, no big deal.
Yeah, and for the next session, I will have the religion system totally reworked so that it can be ready for Demon Lord. So, right now, consider it. Hopefully, your characters still consider it important to follow the tenets, but I'm not going to try and have the immediate bonuses ready for you. They will be ready next session.
Just a thought, what should I be wearing? Is it going to be suspicious to be like just wearing adventure gear?
No, we need robes. Simple robes. I can't.
Do I just have those? I mean, am I wearing robes over my armor?
Did you imagine yourself always doing that?
Probably a cloak or just, yeah. Probably not exactly.
You can have a cloak. That's
Okay.
alright.
No, I'll use spell recovery
Okay.
to get back to casting of creation, and then I'll just make you some robes as well.
Alright, good. And they'll be like exactly to the butler's specifications of what
Right.
he remembers.
Yeah.
Did you see the books?
No.
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
It's bad.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's real
Is
bad.
that half?
That's half.
Alright, so I've got the perfect robes, the perfect hand.
Well, maybe not the perfect robes, but you have robes.
He was conjured
Oh, you conjured them?
Yep,
You have the
he
perfect
conjured
robes. Yeah.
to what the butler remembers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have no weapons on you?
Mm-hmm.
How could you be refused?
That's
Yep.
right.
Alright. And so you guys are all going to hang out at the temple
Mm-hmm.
and just wait for him to return telling you that the deed has been done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reminder,
That's-
the name of this guy?
Which
That is
Peter?
your target? Peter Olvin.
House of...
Olvin.
Okay.
And the Dark Lord is known
Opener
as
of
the
the way.
opener of the way.
Yep.
It's like flashcards before.
Yep. You'll do fine.
Okay.
I'll approach House Olvin.
Alright, you sally out of the temple. It is getting later. The sun's gone down. It's about 7:30 at night. You're able to recall your way through the streets of Sten to come upon the gatehouse of Castle Olvin. It is more highly guarded now than when you first came to the castle earlier in the day with your party. And there's 4 guards posted at the gate, all fully armed for battle. And they seem to hesitate as if they were preparing to stop you, but then they go silent.
I say, I must meet with Peter Olvin.
Who are you? We have not seen you before.
I'm an envoy.
Alright, an envoy.
The opener of the way.
Okay. At this, 3 out of the 4 guards look frightened. One kind of nods at you and says, the last envoy bore a signature, if you will.
I'll raise my hand.
Okay. He brings his torchlight in close to look at it. And he nods and says, forgive me, sir. We have been instructed by the Lord to keep a close eye. And he has the gate opened for you. And he says, I will bring you to the Lord at once.
Good.
Okay. You're escorted into the castle. You see, the whole castle's on like combat readiness. There's like posted guards at every single doorway and door, like as you're going through the hallways. So they're all in like mail or chain armor, and he brings you into the chamber that Jake got to be in. Not the trapped room, but what would amount to a study. And upon you being escorted in, the Lord is in here. He's has like many candles going at his desk. He was reading over various documents. There's a few other attendants and guards in here. He looks up, sees you, and he furrows his eyebrow, and the guard says, "A new envoy from Zooknul, my lord." And at this, he just waves everyone out of the room. The last guard shuts the door behind you, and he says, "The situation has changed. I was hoping for guidance from our lord."
Well,
Go give him some.
I had some news of my own, but what changed on your end?
I feel I've been discovered. There's been some meddlesome adventurers in the town, and I admit I did not take due force in eliminating them, so I will find where they are staying this evening, send as many men as necessary, and kill them while they sleep. However, it may be necessary for me to leave Stanton.
That's not good.
I understand, but hopefully we will be able to resolve the situation and find a way that can still benefit the progress of the Great Mission.
Alright. Well, you must stay in Stanton. And how far away am I from him right now?
You never made any indication that you're moving towards him, so you are basically by where the chairs were set up for when he was entertaining any
I'll
guests.
say
So
there's
you
a-
are 15 feet away from him,
Alright, so
separated
I'll-
by a writing desk.
I'll-
So you'd have to either go around the desk in some fashion or like leap over it if that was your path.
So I'll
to him.
approach him and ask him digging my robe. There's been some developments on the map, so to speak. Here, I must show you.
All right, he nods.
And then as I'll do I have parchment?
What's
That's
that?
right, it doesn't matter.
No.
I'll just be fumbling my robes as I walk towards
I know
him.
what you're reaching
And
for. Okay.
I'll use my action
All right.
to teleport my
So
weapon
hold
to
on,
me.
hold on, hold on.
Baller.
This is the beginning of combat. He is surprised.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, you are, we'll just say, you are in melee range at the start of this, and so, it is up to you. And I'll say, so is conjuring your sword normally an action?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to be in melee range and with the sword in your hand, that will, I mean, because that takes like a standard action, so you'll still have initiative, and you could take a fast action immediately afterward to attack him if you want. So you'd still get the first action in, and you'd have your sword conjured as a result of your
Yeah,
play.
that
Okay.
seems ideal.
All right.
Alright, so I get an attack with Cumbersome as a Bane.
Cumbersome. All weapons with cumbersome automatically have one bane.
Okay, but I
Attached to
get 2 boons, so I get a net of
A
1
net of
boon.
1 boon, correct.
And this is what type of dice?
You always roll a
It's 20,
d20 for
right.
your attack.
And a boon is a d6.
Yes.
Well, that's not what I wanted. That changed it. 13.
You'll have to stick with whatever your original roll was.
Don't I get to add the boon?
No, I meant when you said you change it. Do you mean it
Oh
changed
no,
to d20?
I rolled this one. I rolled
and it
this
knocked
and
that
it
one,
knocked
right?
it.
Yeah, I was saying
Yeah.
whatever that original result
Yeah.
was on the
Okay,
d20.
yeah, it's 13.
Okay. If he were in his armor, you certainly would have missed. However, he's like in his like lounging clothes, so that hits.
He's
Yeah.
lounging.
Yeah.
Good.
There we go.
9,
There we go.
13, 15. 15 damage.
Okay. He looks near death.
Damn it.
Yep. He's a little bit above, like, a typical guy, but, I mean, humans will never have a tremendous amount of HP, even if they're lords, so. You create this huge cut across his chest. You see, like, with one arm he staggers just to, like, keep, like, his, you know, innards from, like, coming out. And he's it looks like he might try to do, like, one action because it's going to roll over into the new action now. So you'll get the chance to attack after he goes. He has no weapons, so you can expect it's going to be a spell of some kind.
Fist of the Dark Lord.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I erupt in boils.
Yeah.
Shitting yourself.
I get cancer.
That's what Fist of the Dark Lord does. Gives you cancer.
Isn't there a spell that does that?
I don't know if there's...
Or was that Godbound? I think I had a spell that did that.
Yeah, you had in Godbound give people cancer. You could also make boats pregnant. What a weird game.
I think I invented tablets.
You did.
Just so they could talk.
For that society.
No. Yeah, the worshipping society.
Okay. He grabs like this object off the table.
As a triggered action, I'd like to say,
Yeah.
it is Zupno's will. He must perish.
Okay.
Does he accept his fate?
I don't think most would.
I really like the flavor of that. And I'm gonna say it disheartens him, and it's gonna give him like a D3 Bane.
There you go.
So he grabs, yeah, basically I'd describe it as like, looks like a little like miniature astrolabe, so it's like this little like rotating like apparatus that he had on his desk. He grabs it and you hear him just sputtering nonsensical words. And since he doesn't have to roll for this, I'll convert his half bane into a half boon for you unless you get other boons normally for this. So, you see, like, spinning out of this astrolabe are like these little shards of stones that are becoming much larger the further they get away from it. And it might do some damage to you and everything in the area. So you must make an agility challenge roll, Thomas. And you may add a D3 boon to it.
So I have to get better than my agility?
No, you have to get 10 or better.
10 or higher.
Just period?
Yep.
Yep.
Not modified by agility?
It is modified by
modified
agility.
by agility.
Yeah.
But what's your agility?
10.
So it's not modified by any?
Yep.
There you
Oh,
go.
was I supposed to add strength to my check and or damage?
You add strength to your attack roll, not to your damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So it didn't matter because I hit anyway. But...
You get to add a D3 boon.
Alright, this was a 14 already. So,
Oh, not necessary.
alright.
So you're going to take half damage. You take 2 damage.
Okay.
That would have been... Yeah, you rolled low, and if you would have failed, you would have taken this nasty bleeding effect. But yeah, basically, he, like, grabs this astrolabe, and there's, like, this grenade of pretty much shown stars that just pelt tons of things in the room. Like, you see, like, books just, like blasted off the shelves and just thudding into the various walls. So it looked like he was hoping to just annihilate you with that, but it didn't go very well for him. And now you may attack him again.
Alright. So if I have 14 strength, it's actually supposed to be a plus 4?
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna need it. Wow, that's a 12.
That's still just enough.
Alright.
He doesn't have tremendous agility, and he's not wearing any armor, so roll damage. And instead of casting a defensive spell, he just went for a killing shot on you. So you just rolled a lot of damage.
11.
Okay. You split him in half with your greatsword. He is most certainly dead.
Job done.
At the sound of the stone grenade going off, you hear like alarmed voices and the beginning of movement outside in the hallway.
What do I see in the room as far as exits or like?
There was the door you came in. There also seems to be a side door out of the room that was like, so if this was like where his desk was, it was like immediately to the right of the desk.
Alright. And do I recall the latrine instructions where he said go out to the door to the left? Did he mean the main door?
Yeah, so like if you went back to the door you went through,
Mhm.
if you turned left immediately, it's the door that terminates at the end of the hallway, so it's the door that's straight ahead, that's where the privy is.
Are there windows?
Not in this room, no. So you can gamble by
Do I
going
see
through this
any,
door, or
do
you
I,
could...
do I see any priceless artifacts? They're like baubles.
Oh, I'm sure you
Valuables?
could find something of value, but it would take some a little bit of time to find it.
I'll open his desk drawer.
Okay, it was unlocked. You see some coins, and a little jewelry box, and many different little like letters and parchments and such.
I'll just take a few handfuls.
Okay.
I'll take the coins, some letters,
All right.
some jewelry. I'll take the jewelry box.
All right. Roll a d20.
There's how much corruption you get.
Nice.
6.
Okay, you get 12 gold. That's quite nice. You have like a dozen letters.
Good. You can read those later at the inn.
Okay, and you grab the jewelry box as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the door bursts open, and 6 guards enter the room.
Oh God. Should have went for the latrine.
All right,
That was obvious. Yeah.
so they are not surprised. So now you can declare if you want to do a fast or a slow action. They're all about maybe like 5 to 6 yards from you.
Are they in the room?
They
right
are
now?
in the room. They all just entered the room. To exit out that way would be impossible without engaging them somehow. They're totally blocking that
Alright.
exit.
Why did you need to take the gold?
I didn't think it would take that long.
But they were pounding on the door.
I thought I heard movement. Oh, here we are.
I mean,
Here you
this
are.
emissary
Is that-
goes into the room. There's like this explosion
Yeah.
sound, and there's 2 rounds
They
of
were
combat.
probably right on the other side of the door.
Yeah, right. Yep. So
Is slow action 2 moves?
slow action is a movement and another action.
Okay, but
So
if
it
I
could
just
be a
want to move
Yeah.
fast, is
You could, yeah,
enough.
you can do You can do fast plus move. Yep.
I mean, they might leave me alone if I become a puddle, but
You just see them and just.
Stomp your ass out.
That is a very real possibility.
Right,
So
it's
I don't
not
want you
you
to.
up.
you
Yeah.
can mob me up. Then I could
I
just
mean, they could just put a
reform.
torch and dry up the puddle
Yeah,
until
Oh,
you
if
know.
knows
they-
what they'll think.
Who knows? I'll try another.
You
route.
would give them all insanity, like some insanity, by doing that.
There you go.
Fourth
All right,
and
I have another plan. We're gonna enter. Now let's act as if nothing is wrong. I say, behold, the opener of the way has a change of plans. Peter is no longer the lord of this castle. His replacement will be on the way.
Okay. You basically confuse 2 of them, and the other 4 are gonna move towards you. So they took a fast action. They're next to you now. If I think your bet, what's said is said. So you basically you bought yourself at least. Maybe the other 2 are thinking whether they want to try and help you overpower the guards, but it did not sway them all to inaction.
All right, so 4 are next to me.
Correct.
So was my talking? That was like my whole action. Or
That was
could I have
that was
said-
an action. But since you took a slow move, you now still have something else you can do. Because that was significant enough that, depending on what you said, that could have just resolved the whole encounter. So,
All right,
yeah.
so they are next to me.
4 of them are.
Oh my god, that's a lot of them.
but you still have half of your action.
Well, if they
You
touch
could
me,
double down on the intimidation.
I will try that, but I'll like. I think I'll have to. If they touch me, they'll get that eel skin. So.
If they touch
Is that
you,
always active?
It can be triggered.
Okay.
touching you would be like touching the Dark Lord.
Yep.
How's character creation going there, Mert?
You don't even know.
A lot of cool spells though,
I'm
huh?
not, no, that's not the problem.
Oh.
All the ones on that thing that I went through, all the cards, none of those spells exist. Everybody I wrote was wrong.
He beat Soom Digital.
Are you looking at the base
14
book?
minutes.
Nice.
No, in the thing I had cards.
From which book?
And the thing you sent, one of the folders is cards, and it has everything,
D1.
and it has
Oh, yeah.
0, 1s, and stuff. Those aren't in this book.
Right, they're in the base book.
So these are
Those are the
stuff.
extra ones though, with the most recent book.
Well, I'm just using these now.
No, you should look at the base book.
It's too late.
Because those are all like...
I will rewrite. Well, because you get a
Like
whole
those are the
lot.
spells that
of
they
fresh
first
sunlight.
wrote for the game. You know,
Yeah.
like those are like a lot of the iconic spells.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Thomas.
Alright, here.
I
let's
will
do something.
make some out
Alright,
of them.
so
I
I
didn't
mean,
know
are-
this.
So
I
these
have
4 that are
this
moving
in the
towards me are
app.
basically.
You
So
can't
I'll
guess
deal with.
like how swayed they are yet,
It's
but
too
I'm
many,
just
dude.
I can only describe to
many.
you they still move towards you
Alright.
after you said that.
I'll hold my ground. I'll hold out my hand and say, "To resist me is to resist the opener of the way.
Okay, and you
Stand down or perish."
okay. And you've got your massive blood-stained sword in your hand too. And you're like, yeah, like you probably like lowered it partially. Like
Yeah.
you can still hold it. You're not like Artemis where you'd be like, oh, but yeah, you can't. Okay. Okay. One kind of drops back, and he says, "I think we should listen to him. I don't want the Dark Lord to curse me." And the other two in the back seem to agree and say, "It is folly." But you have the others who look like they're intent on capturing you. But the two that, or the one that kind of you got to hesitate there, just like kind of throws himself against them, and he's created an opening for you. He says, "My name is Marvin. Glorify me." And so he's basically stunned those guys to give you another action to go do something.
Alright, let's see. I will remember you, Marvin,
Okay.
as I
You gonna try
try to
the?
escape.
Okay, are you gonna try and go out?
I'll go for the main door.
All right. And are you only intending to move this round?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a fast action. You make it to the door and you can open the door, and that's as far as you can go.
Okay.
So you'd be just out in the hallway. There's like a block at the door behind you when it'll be like the start of your round. Like basically you've gotten enough of them to be either confused or thinking they'll get a reward from you. And so the two guards who were kind of close to the door, they actually let you go past as you made it through them. Those two, plus the one that you had that was closer to you who you swayed, are just kind of keeping the other guys at bay in that room. So there's like a clog at the door right after you get through. You see there's other guards kind of in the hall that are like starting to be drawn to this. So you'll have more to deal with soon, but right now you have free action to go to the privy door.
That's a good idea. I'll go.
All right.
I have to go to the bathroom right now.
Yep.
I'll go to the privy.
Okay. You see
Tell
the
Marvin. I won't say anything to Marvin.
All right.
I'll just leave.
You are in the privy chamber.
Alright.
As you enter, just coming down that like straight hallway, you see there's just tons of guards rushing towards your location. So there's mass hysteria
From
going.
behind me? Or in
Well,
front of me?
like they're coming down the hallway. They're still a distance away. There's no one
Oh,
immediately
okay.
next to you because you're like I said, this privy terminates at the end of the hallway, so it's just one direction down the hallway from here.
So like they're in my way.
No, they're
Okay.
all behind you. But obviously, like as you open the door, if you can look back, you see like there's more
Oh,
coming to
alright,
you.
alright.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I'll just hurry my way to the privy.
Yep.
Stand over the hole or whatever there is in an old timey bathroom
Okay.
and puddle.
All right. Before I describe anything about what you may or may not sensory experience, how long would you intend to puddle if you felt like no stimulation, but just like felt that you were conscious? Like how long would you say puddle for before risking like, all right, I'm gonna go human?
So I can
Be
still
as
I can
be as
still
accurate
perceive
as you
time.
can. What'd you
I
say?
can still perceive time.
Yes, you like
as much as any of
in
us
like
can.
the void of darkness when you're in puddle form. In your head, you can go 1, 2, 3. So you're able to perceive time. Yes.
My knowledge of dreams is not great, so I'd say I'd just wait a good amount of time, like
Yeah, it's like if you waited 2 seconds, you'd probably like die. Like I'll just give that information to
maybe
you.
15 minutes, 20 minutes. I mean, at the end of the day, what is it?
Well, you need to give me
Yeah,
a
I'll say-
figure, and I don't want anyone else advising you. Just let me know what your character would decide in that moment.
Say like 20 minutes.
Okay. Just I'm picturing it all unfolding in my head.
That's the puddle
We're all
sound.
picturing it unfolding.
Yeah. All right. About 13 minutes into your puddle, you feel as if like your mind is pulling itself apart and you can barely maintain consciousness any longer. Like basically like if you were suffocated, if you're like losing like all air and like you feel yourself growing faint, like you have just moments left to hang on to consciousness.
Well, then I feel like I would have to try to reform.
Okay. You find yourself materializing in like a river, like exiting out of the town, and it's very painful as you come back. You feel like you were like separating out in the water, and so it feels basically like you were like stretched out way beyond what normally you'd be capable of, but then it's like this compression back into your body. Like as you kind of like fully rematerialize, you start coughing up blood, and you take 4 damage.
Not too bad.
That ain't no thing.
Yep. And you are on terra firma again. You are yourself.
I'm on ground, or am I treading?
You're on like the riverbank.
The riverbank.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So you could pull yourself up onto the turf.
I'm
and
not
go.
even in a sewer.
You left the sewer.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Clean.
What an assassin.
Yeah, it was very clean. Yeah. You puddled into a river of shit and came out clean on the other end.
Oh my gosh, you're like Andy Dufresne.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Except I didn't have to feel any of that.
Yeah.
No.
I just got to.
You got to have a metaphysical darkness going through. Yeah.
Well, just pop back to
Well,
the.
I'll return to the inn.
Okay.
Read those letters.
Yep. You
I'm like gonna look out for a road now.
about let's see. You were 13 minutes drifting. You came back into town. You had okay.
We
Just
can
about
ditch the road.
just about an hour. Just about an hour after your companion left,
Okay.
you hear like waterlogged like footsteps like squishing against the stone floor of the temple coming back to you.
All right. And the robe and the hand are gone then.
Yeah, you see it dissolving away as he approaches
Like
you.
you dissolve it? Oh no, it just
It's
dissolves.
1 hour.
It just
Yeah.
yep.
And then I'm just naked. Right
You're
now.
you're a little worse. He's a little worse from the wear. He's got
Yeah.
some internal wounds and some stone chip damage. But
You gonna
he is-
heal him, Bert?
He's in one piece.
Heal him! Conversion!
I can
This is
do destroy death.
Whoa.
That's the name of your heal?
That's what you're
Yeah.
doing?
So if it's,
I'm destroying the dead side of you. awesome.
It's not very much, but is there a D3?
Hey, very much. That's all.
There is
that's
a
all relative.
D3. It's a white die.
Yeah, it's
It
this
should be
one.
right there.
Well, it's something that like it can do stuff to the living, but the undead it hurts as well. So it's kind of
We're gonna find out about you now.
you know, 3 HP.
There you go.
That's good. That's like almost all the damage.
You
you
destroyed
took.
Well, what's your healing rate?
I don't know.
It's 1/4 of your health.
Quarter
You
of
just
your
send
health.
him to every
Round it down.
house with the same message.
Solve all these
And
problems.
he just
Yeah, you write down what your healing rate is. So if I ever
Your
have to
max
heal,
HP is what?
22. So is it 4 or 5?
That would be
4.
5.
5?
Yeah.
Because you took what, like, was that 3 damage from the stone blast? 4
Yeah, I
damage
took
from.
6 total. So
Okay.
so the other healing power I had that I replaced this one
5 healing
would
is
let
pretty
you
good.
do half of your healing rate, which would be worse technically. Than
Yeah.
worse than what?
what I rolled. But technically, I could roll a 1 and you only get 1 heal.
Did you roll a 3? Is that
I
what
rolled a
happened?
3. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so job's done.
Yeah. It's done.
Good.
And in fact, I got some of his belongings. See what he was writing.
I'll ask the steward what will happen to the house now that the Lord is dead. Does he have an heir? Does he have a next of kin that would take it over?
He asks you, what information can you give him about the state of the castle when you left it? Like, did you have to kill anyone else? Did you give them a message? Because he can theorize what'll happen next, but the more information he has, the better.
Well, I'll tell him that no one else died, and they believe that the Dark Lord wanted him to die. I told him that a replacement would be on the way. So they might just be waiting for a while.
So I'm sorry, it's quite difficult to imagine what would come of such a situation. It's possible that there's infighting breaking out within the castle walls right now. If not all of the Lord's men were prepared to accept some new master assigned to them by this Dark Lord, it's possible one of them perhaps would seize the lordship for himself. For my master, all of his children have not been in Stanton for years.
Okay. Well, if no one takes up the lordship, there's going to be a bunch of men that probably want to be paid and fed and stuff, so other lords could pick them up for their armies and guards and blah blah blah. So we should tell.
There might be some obscure information in the library as to what would happen in such an occurrence. The family trees of Stanton, and if there are any sort of overlapping kinship between the houses.
Hubert?
Hubert and Golk are still at the library.
They're still at the
Yeah, right.
Never return.
Yeah.
I suppose this whole thing didn't really do much for like bringing the house back to unity.
No,
No.
we didn't give a shit about that.
Was this just more about revenge?
No, it was more about stopping an active agent of
Yeah.
the Dark Lord,
Right.
which is what we
Really,
did.
That's good.
Because from the steward's speech last session, I think he kind of made it seem the house was not all like in cahoots with the agent. You know
Well,
what I'm
it
saying?
was-
They weren't
the
all
steward-
under the Dark
The
Lord.
steward would describe it as a need-to-know basis type
Right.
thing. So, I mean, they were following their lord's orders.
Yeah.
And how many of them knew that it was because of the behest of the Dark Lord? You know, that the steward couldn't guess about that. But the steward did know that after he met with the emissary the first time, there was clearly this.
Let's go meet with Hubert
Okay.
right now. Then I think it's getting late.
Yep.
Right, so that'll be that.
Okay.
Tomorrow, there's still the 2 lords we haven't visited.
Yep.
Correct. And one we know we found that information.
You're participating in the tournament tomorrow.
Yes. Jeez.
The Gumi say.
I'm gonna help you with that.
Okay.
Okay.
The Crime Alley. The kid's in the Crime Alley.
He's
The
being
son
held
of.
prisoner. Yeah.
Oh, right, the gambling debt.
Yeah.
And I thought we would deal with that, and then
Got
bring
lots of
before
things.
we come to House Konstag. we would go find his son and deal with that in the
Son
break.
What a
has
way to make an
family
introduction.
Right, exactly.
There, you were looking
That's
for
what.
him.
That's my.
There you
Instead
go.
of going there and
Yeah.
having him tell us these things, we go and get
No.
his child.
It's like in Skyrim when he says you need to go find the Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow, and you say, "You mean this?"
Yeah.
The implication was that the father didn't even know that that's where his son is.
No, he had no idea.
Let's just go tell him. And then he sends his guards and his
That's
army.
You're gonna
true.
burn down
That's
the
true.
Right. We don't have to get involved.
That is true.
Okay.
We'll just bridge the gap.
Information.
Yeah.
All right.
And then what was the last lord that we haven't visited?
That's the one that was
Let me
morose.
go down. I'll go down the list.
Oil's morose.
It'll benefit a quick refresher. House Constag, Lord Victor Constag's son is missing. You haven't visited them. House Halvar, Ardith Bey was able to provide treatment for Cecilia Halvar. She has transferred control of the house to her brother, anticipating that the end is near for her. And House Olaf has promised Ardith Bey, for her kindness and expertise, that he will attend the next council that is held and try and be as favorable to whatever you propose. House Wolf is on board. You've spoken with perhaps your ancestor or your relative, you know. House Ethan has not been visited. House Olvin, you've just assassinated Peter Olvin. House Vincent is where Thomas did his surveillance and has the information about the weird stuff going on in there. And House Morose you've not visited. That you have the least information about.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yep.
tomorrow we'll tell the one guy about his son.
Yep.
And we'll go talk to Morose as a group.
Okay.
But for now, I need to speak with Hubert.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
I demand Hubert.
Yep. And I'll give this as a benefit. The rendezvous time was 6 p.m. at the Grandstand Inn.
Okay.
So it's likely they are no longer at the library, but they have not met with you at the temple here. So
go to Grandstand.
yeah.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. By 8 o'clock, you make it to the Grandstand Inn. You see, after a little bit of difficulty, Ardith Bey spots him first with her superior perception. Golk's crowded in at a little circular table in the corner. You see several empty mugs of likely ale or beer in front of him, and he's been nibbling on a plate of carrots. And you see every so often he takes a piece of he takes one of his coins and just kind of goes like drops it down his shirt.
He takes coins and drops them down.
Occasionally he takes like a copper piece and goes like,
Golk's doing
Golk's
that?
doing that.
yeah,
Where's he getting these coins?
Yeah, where's he getting these coins?
you can ask him. Hello. You made it. You're late.
We dealt
We've
with
been
some
busy.
stuff.
Yeah, busy day.
Oh, okay.
Have you kept safe, Gulk?
We have kept safe.
Good. And Hubert's in there?
Yeah, he's got a little like pouch in there, and he's been feeding Hubert.
That's-
So yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he's feeding Hubert.
yeah.
through
Hubert's under his little yeah.
this-
Hubert, can you speak?
You hear a mumbled voice. Yes.
Okay. Tell us what you've learned.
Tell us
All right. Somebody give me a D20 roll.
I'll do it.
And since he had a long time there, and everything he does is touched with a certain luck, you can add a boon to it.
Oh, make it a 6.
All right.
The boon?
Yep.
Oh. 18.
All right. I believe you charged Hubert with researching the Dark Lord and like the
Zuknul, the Dark Lord,
Okay.
and the portals.
All right. So you can say that Zuknul, for as long as there has been a Borellian, has always been overshadowed by kind of fell energies. It's been touched by darkness for unknown reasons. At times, more areas of the region were settled, and there was a great unnamed empire of the past that even managed to build proud citadels in there, keep a watch over the evil, and to show that they had mastery over the lands. But over time, those fortifications and towers were no longer able to be manned properly, and they fell to the evil creatures that were always drawn to that place. So, yeah, basically what confirms everything you've been led to believe about Zooknul as, a dark place inclined towards drawing evil creatures to it.
Great.
The opener of the way, he said, was extremely obscure, but he found a single reference in what he thought was the oldest smelling tome in the place.
All right.
Unfortunately, as a result of reading this tome, Hubert has taken on 4 insanity. So he's a little shaken.
We will put him down.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Ardith Bay would ever permit such a thing.
You've done us
She
good,
would
Hubert.
defend
Your
us.
life.
Pure
Your life-
insanity.
I need to look at that. I think it
Can
can.
I just hold him?
No, there are some spells. I know Artemis back in the day had some insanity removing spells.
Yeah.
What group gives you that?
Can I
Life?
I know life
can.
gives you. Yeah.
Golk says you want him.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. He discreetly removes him from his shirt and hands him over to you. And you can. He's a little bit more at ease as he speaks now.
Great.
He prefers being held by Ardith Bay, it would seem, as opposed to being pocket gulped. So, there is an entity that is given the appellation, the opener of the way. This being is known as Alabar, and he describes, or the tome described Alabar as a life force that wanders the sky, seeking to fulfill a dire vision of the cosmos. And he's been described as consuming worlds or reshaping the life force of a world into something that is an altogether different and unstable creation. So it would seem that yes, that the Dark Lord might be referring to Alabar, or as far as his followers are concerned, his chief servant upon this earth, or even possibly an avatar of Alabar that he's manifesting here. And that in exchange for power and dominion, he is either deceiving or being aided by openly mad or, doom-embracing followers to change the core of the planet and alter its destiny forever in a very dark way.
Right. Big bad evil guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And the portals.
He says, since Alabar has only been spoken of in legend and in very obscure texts, he has not encountered specifically any knowledge that would pertain to the portals yet, although he still likes to think he did well given one day of research in the library.
Mm-hmm.
And Golk says, I know, I've been giving him what coins I have. He said he worked up quite an appetite in there.
I'll give him 5 silver.
Golk or Hubert?
Hubert.
Because Golk says he could function as the distributor for this small fortune that we provided.
Bet he could.
No.
Okay, all right. Hubert begins nibbling on one of the silver coins that you give him.
Doesn't really tell us much.
It does not. Just makes us understand.
Yes.
Well,
the greater.
The
He
great.
volunteered gold coin to the cause.
Hubert has a will of 13.
Okay.
So he's quite
better
sound
than
of
mine.
mind. He'll still be he'll be able to hang on.
Good.
Well,
I wonder if it's sufficient investment if you would get even smarter and more willful.
he did say he would get smarter.
Take all the money in the city. Just
We could buy our way out of this
Feast,
problem.
feast, Hubert.
Yeah.
Feast.
I don't know.
Get
if
that
we
will of
buy our
20,
way out of the
the
problem.
top
If
tier
we could
will.
just get in a room with a lot of gold,
Yeah.
You could eat it all.
Break
and just
into a bank
become.
A vault.
and let him
Hubert
loose
job.
in the vault.
Yes, exactly.
I mean,
Or like if you could pretend to be a banker,
Hubert can pretend to be
if
a
someone
banker.
can, or like who maintains vaults, like that type of
the
thing.
bank manager.
Could you create?
Yeah.
Could you create like a human effigy for him to like pilot from inside?
A flesh, G.
They wouldn't be pilotable.
No. Okay.
No.
So he would have to exert it with like his limbs and his little
Yeah.
like rabbit limb.
I
Okay.
could create
yeah.
a faceless servant. But
So would he be floating around on a little disc or something? that
No,
way?
it's like it's a humanoid thing with no face that does everything I tell it to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a comic. I could show you what it looks like in comics. It's gross.
Ew.
There are comics of this.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'm sure,
Yeah.
a little unsettling, but
Mhm.
we're not impersonating a bank manager.
Okay. Endgame.
Well, you're hitting up the library again tomorrow.
He says he is ready to do
Good.
so. Yeah.
Like we need to be careful of all the
Right.
dark material he reads.
Well,
We can't have insane Hubert.
he signed up for this mission, just like the rest of us.
But he's no use to us. He's
Well,
calling
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, but if he has like 13 will, like I said, we've got days to go before he goes full
Well,
insane.
4 in one day.
I would prefer not to reach my breaking point.
Yeah.
I
great.
can't make any promises as to what would happen.
Do you
then.
feel any better when you eat?
Well, I feel satisfied and strengthened, but it does nothing to stave off what
We can
strange
always-
words I encountered in the book.
You can always take some quirks.
That's alright. Yeah, you can get a.
That's true.
You can polish his armor every night.
I'll have to
before
review
you
the
go
insanity.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
here, yep.
For now, he's in for a penny and for a pound. And we've got our own tasks to do tomorrow.
What is tomorrow? Task. Oh, his arena thing.
And
Well, and finding the.
we're going to Moreau's.
Yeah.
And we're telling the other guy about his son.
And are we? So I should at least meet with the Vincente guy.
When was that?
6 p.m.
Today?
No, his was 6.
Every day.
Well,
His was
at
6
least
p.m.
notice.
before this. We went and did all this. Now it's
Oh,
late.
Yeah,
So 6
yeah.
p.m. the next day.
Is it past 6 p.m. today already?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was 6
I
p.m.
missed my date.
No, that was today.
You had the date.
You did that. This was all after that.
This was
This
all
is
after.
nighttime.
You,
Yeah.
you have yet
Oh.
to take your rest, but provided you're able to have an uninterrupted rest tonight, you'll regain
Okay,
all your
so
rest
tomorrow we
abilities.
meet with
Yes.
him again.
So now I think we're just hitting the hay. Unless
Yep.
anyone has any nighttime skullduggery to do.
Nope. Good time.
No.
I'm not going to give Hubert any quirks until he takes one more round of insanity.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't mean he's going to.
I will give Hubert 5 gold coins.
Okay, just as a ration for when he wants to. Okay, so that is 5 silver and another 5 gold in addition to everything he's eaten already. Okay. I'll say this: out of game tomorrow, Hubert will have improved his will to 14.
Nice.
He reached the threshold with that. Not to say anything about his other attributes. That I'll keep private for now.
Mm-hmm.
His 800 intellect. No, I'm just kidding.
Let us
It's
rest.
decreasing strength.
Someone needs to pay for accommodations at the end.
How much would it cost?
Well, they have 3 private rooms available right now. Otherwise, you can sleep in the common room.
How much is a private room?
A private room is 1 silver piece a night.
Oh, no problem.
Pretty cheap.
We'll take them all.
All 3 private rooms?
Yeah.
Sure.
For how many nights would you like to book out?
Tonight?
3, 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Do 2.
I will need 6 silver.
How many
Subtract.
silvers are in gold?
Isn't it 10-10?
I think it is 10.
In Demon Lord, it's like 10 bits to a copper, 10 copper to a silver,
That's
10 silver to
That's
a.
what I thought.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So I'll say this one's on me. I'll volunteer 1 gold coin.
Oh, Mr. Money.
Yeah. Well, you
Moneybags
did
over
just
here.
you did just obtain a lot of
I
wealth.
acquired 12.
Nice.
I can Pittsburgh.
Okay.
0.8
thank
of 1.
Okay.
Let's get some sleep.
So I'll take Hubert with me.
I gotta roll these.
What if you roll
That's-
over on him?
You get one. Or
Yeah,
Get
don't
nice
roll
yeah,
over
little-
on Hubert.
little stuff.
I won't roll
Nope,
on Hubert.
baby
Okay.
rolling over.
That would be horrific.
Okay. And
She wakes up. We hear a scream in the middle. Of
Smush.
I'd hope I was a little
He started
more
going crazy. I didn't know what to
adept
do.
than that.
Well, I don't know. You've
Yeah.
been raised in the wild.
Ardith Bay,
I'm a savage.
you all sleep well. Ardith Bay, you have one nightmare.
Oh, Hubert,
It's like last night.
giving you nightmares.
You don't know. You're flying through the air at night in the dream. You don't see anything about your own limbs, so you're just like a perspective
Body limbs.
flying through the air. And you see a familiar cityscape beneath you. It looks like Stanton. And your perspective draws to the window of what looks like the building of the inn that you are in.
Mhm.
And it lands on the windowsill.
Mhm.
And you see it like you see that you're peering into your private room where you're sleeping.
Mhm.
And it gives you kind of this unsettling dread that builds. And you do suddenly find yourself awake.
So I was like looking in at myself through the window,
Yes.
and I wake up.
Yes.
I'm gonna look towards the window.
Okay. As you turn, something flies away from the window. It was roughly bat-sized.
Abaddon.
I'll get out of bed and
Okay.
race to the window.
Abaddon.
Okay. Make a will attribute check.
So that's still rolling. 20.
That's a D20.
Yeah, that's always solves the problem.
Can't get anything.
I could make you an open gun.
Oh, you could
It is whatever your. What is your
Maybe,
will?
yeah. Not for very long.
It is just a straight up D20 roll.
So, what? Okay. So what is a 14 is like?
Ardith Bay is shaken by this and
What do you
takes
mean?
one
plus
insanity.
2.
Plus
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, so each one
Yeah,
gives
it's
you a
very
plus.
simple.
Okay.
You
Far more
make it to the window
Mhm.
and see the form. It's flying away.
Abaddon.
It's like flying away towards somewhere else in the town.
Okay. But I can't tell what it is.
It looks like a bat.
Bat flying away. Is Hubert awake?
You see him like crooning his neck a little bit, like up on the bed, like watching you. So he is awake.
Hubert, did you see that?
No, I didn't catch it in time. I'm sorry.
It was a bat flying. It looked like a bat flying away.
Oh, well, they are known to be around.
I had a strange nightmare though of something peering in through our window.
As
And
if you were seeing through the eyes of the creature.
yes.
That is most disheartening.
Did you read about anything like that?
I didn't take much import of it, but tomorrow I shall go back to that same passage and look at it again with new eyes.
Thank you, Hubert.
Of course, it's the least I can do. And he nestles back under the cover.
I'll go back.
Okay.
Hubert.
Yeah. All right. None of you have any other experiences or dreams that night. And you may, for anyone who has damage still, you may recover at your healing rate. So Thomas, I believe you're back at full hit points. And you all gain your rest reset abilities as well. It is a new morning in Stanton. Overcast. Yeah. You have been told, Mert, to report to the arena no later than 10 in the morning.
So pretty early.
That's a perspective,
Yep.
but yes.
All right.
Pretty
Well,
early for me.
I understand that.
It's
Yep.
not early for me, but
Yep.
I've been awake probably since 6. Okay. Well, then I talk to them. I mean, I assume we eat.
You have a breakfast. It's included in your inn fare, provided you don't go to extravagant like extras, then that'll cost more.
Alright.
I'll be in the stands.
Okay. And then once I'm done, we will deal with the rest. Go to the castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't help you too much
Alright.
because spells in Demon Lord require you to speak.
Yes, they do.
I have Focus Mind. I'm sure you have it as well. Where you can do a will challenge roll, and for 1 minute you can cast any psychic spell without speaking.
I don't have it because, again, like I said, the whole mixing
Yeah,
these
if you
all.
take any psychic tradition, you get it.
Okay. Oh, that I did see that. I didn't write that. Okay, yeah.
So all I can really do with that then is crush, which would hurt quite a bit, but I can only do that twice.
Uh-huh.
Or I can push him.
Okay. Alright.
And he risks being detected.
Yes.
No one will detect him.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, how could they possibly if I'm not speaking?
They would need like a
They would-
highly advanced magic user
Yeah.
controlling the
Right.
stands, which
Can't be too.
you would probably notice such a figure
Right.
if you. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Alright. Well, once we eat, I head there. There's my crit fail of the night.
Nice.
You getting that out of the way?
Yep.
Okay.
Trying to get all the rolls up.
All right.
All the bad.
Well, so I know what these two are doing this morning. Golk heads off to the library with Hubert again once they have breakfast. How about Merrick and Ardith Bay?
I want to read the letters I got.
You start going through your letters? Okay. That will take some time because you'll need to get used to the handwriting and piecing out the letters.
So what's going on after the arena?
Going to the castle, Constag,
Oils and
Yeah.
rose.
and then
Yep.
Morose is the last one, the most difficult because we don't really know how.
So
What
we
about the
all want to be
situations?
there to
I
talk
think
to
so.
this guy.
I mean, if you want to go to Comstag and tell him about his son.
Yeah, you
well,
could.
We all need to
You
be
both
there.
could be tasked with that because, I mean, we're just telling him what we had an informant tell us
Wait,
that
so
that's
he was looking for his son.
Yes.
Oh, I was finding again every day. And where's he being held?
crime alley.
Is that in his town?
I think it's
He
called
got- he
crime
lost
alley.
His son,
There's a
his own
particular
town.
area called Crimes Court.
Crimes
Yeah.
Court.
That
Crimes
is
Court.
where he's being held.
It is close
There's a
to.
gambling den there.
There
It's
is.
close to the Great Arena as well.
He's got a gambling debt.
Yes.
His son.
But the castle Constag is not close to there.
So Constance.
You could go talk to him and then come to the
Get
arena
that
afterward.
bail money and then flee.
Sure.
So the
Yeah,
son
we'll
is
deliver it
being
for you.
held in Crimes Court for
I don't think we want-
gambling debts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be more involved in that.
Right.
And why? So we're just telling Constag where
Well,
he
that
is.
way he doesn't know. He's
Oh.
unaware of his son's situation.
Does
From
he
what we.
not know?
It's in his own
Some
town.
said that Peter intervened.
Yeah.
And there was some
Was
miscommunication.
intercepting any ransom
Right,
notes.
yeah, stuff like that.
Oh.
Which is possible.
But do we know? Like, have we talked to the son yet?
No.
Like how to get him out? We just want to tell the
That's
guy.
not
where
our
he
problem. It's this guy's problem.
Is. Oh, okay.
We
If
figure-
this lord
we
of
figure-
the town can't free his own son with
Right.
gambling debts.
We figure that us telling him
We don't
this
want him.
information is like a little,
Yeah,
you
Then
know,
he'll be able to bail him out or do whatever.
right.
and
And
maybe
then,
he'll trust
Have we
us.
talked to him before?
No,
No,
we've never.
So we still need his support too.
Yes,
I need.
Well, but like
You know,
we
be
want it, I
nice,
guess. Yeah.
we were.
Well, I
hoping
can
to.
go talk to him then while you guys are at the arena and Thomas is reading his mail.
It's not even his mail.
I'll wait in my room until.
All right.
sometime.
Well, there you
Do
go.
we know the son's name?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we did get it.
So.
Testicles.
Cornelius.
Close.
Cornelius
So-
Constag.
So there's the House Constag.
Yeah.
Victor is the father.
Codswallop.
And
First
the
of
son
his name.
is Ian Constag.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Ian Fleming.
Well, I'll go there then.
Okay.
Well, I'll see that Hubert and Gull get safely to the library.
There you go.
Okay.
They
They
all
appreciate
travel.
you walking with them. They bid you farewell upon reaching the library. Hubert promises he will not neglect to research about your experience, in addition to his other obligations. Golk gets a candle, and you see them.
I'm gonna tell Hubert
Yeah.
to not overtax himself if he feels,
creeping in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But know that the fate of the world is in your.
You're not even there.
All right. He
There's a reason you're not there.
he says he will remember this and thanks you for your kindness. Okay. You see them disappear into the dark corridors of the library. All right, Mert.
Yep.
You report into the arena.
I do.
There is a dwarf here who is at a table. You see there's a little sign to the side that says registration.
Okay.
He looks up at you and he says, I haven't seen you before, but you look like a warrior.
You might say that, sure. I am here. Did you say it's Ethan?
Yep.
Representing them.
Oh,
what it
yes. Lord Jeremiah's courier was here earlier. Yes. You are in 2 matches today.
Ah, okay. Okay.
He scribbles on some parchment. He says, I'll need you to fill this out.
Okay. I
He-
take the clipboard or whatever.
Yep. He says, we have an assistant on hand if you need help with the reading and the writing.
No problems there.
Okay. It asks you to identify yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What do you write?
Mert.
Okay. There's arena rules
Okay.
for you to review.
Anything out of the ordinary that I need to know?
So, you are asked that if your opponent asks for mercy, and if they yield to you by either dropping their weapon or surrendering to you in such way, it can be all a little fluid and abstract in the arena, that you accept and end the combat.
Okay.
And that,
So to avoid any.
right, I mean, fatalities do happen, but
Right.
it doesn't need to happen, and they ask that you abide by that while in the
Okay.
arena.
Well,
'Cause
clearly where I'm.
they
Well-
have like they have some judges that determine if you've broken the rules or not, and it says you will be subject to, you agree to be subject to the laws of the arena by participating.
Okay.
Okay. Apart from that, it says that also if you cause damage to the audience or arena members, staff
goodness.
members, you will also be held accountable.
Alright.
And you need to sign your name at the bottom.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And it confirms that you are the champion for a certain house, and House Ethan's been supplied, so you're signing that is who you are representing as well.
Okay.
Okay. He says, alright, on through the next room.
Alright. I go through.
Okay. There is a physician in this room. He asks that, are you wearing and using all the equipment that you intend to use in the arena? Do you have it all on you at this time?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. He says,
Check.
I'm just going to do a quick inspection. He's making sure you don't have any poisonous gases or bombs or anything like that. So,
Alright. I kind of
Alright.
give him my glaive and
and just for my benefit, what do you all have for combat?
just the glaive, the brigadier
Your armor and your weapon, pretty
and-
much.
and
Okay.
the necklace.
He says, all right, nice and simple.
Yeah.
He lingers for a moment on the necklace, and he says, anything I need to be warned about with this thing?
Yeah, it has a property that just protects me occasionally.
All right.
Nothing too devastating.
He just kind of shakes his head and whispers to you. He says, not supposed to say this, but your first match, try to go easy on the lad.
Okay.
He clearly is impressed by what you're arrayed with. So
Got it.
okay, you get put into a little locker room type
Sure,
thing, and they
sure.
say just wait here for a few minutes, and when that gate opens, you see there's a little ramp leading up, and then a gate leading out to the arena
So
grounds.
kind of gladiator-esque or something like that.
Once that gate opens, it's all
go
fair
time.
game
It's
out.
go
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Alright.
All Artemis, you head to the stands.
Yeah.
There is a before you even make it to where you pay to get your seat.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's like 3 or 4 little bookies here. So
Yeah.
if you want to do any wagers, this would be your opportunity.
Well, I don't want it to be too suspicious.
Well, right, and you know they'll probably only honor up to a certain limit for the bets. Like they're not going to take on like enormous risk, but
20 gold.
20 gold. 3 of them immediately just kind of look for new customers, but there's one human who remains. He says, "Rich bet. Which match would you be placing this on?" You see, there's like 5 matches on the day, and that Mert is listed in 2 of them.
So it's not like a bracketed tournament or anything?
Not this particular instance, but
Oh.
you can still win glory in the arena by winning for House Ethans.
Then just Mert's first match. Him as the victor.
All right. He, you see him open up a little pocketbook, and before he notes your bet, he looks like he's looking at some little like intelligence he has, and he says, "The newcomer. Well, he is favored.
By the gods, I'm sure.
Right. Well, I can give you, if you want to wager 20 gold. I normally don't do bets of this size.
But you will do this bet.
Do you have any magic that can do it?
I wish.
Do you wish to actively persuade him to take on the bet? Do you want to make a big point of it?
Oh, sure. I mean, isn't this what gambling is all about? Taking risks?
Okay. You can make a will check.
Good. 18.
Okay. He says, "You must be very confident in this."
I should say so.
You, all right. If you stake 20, should your man win, I can give you back in exchange. As I said, it's a very favored line, but I could give you 28 gold if he wins. So you gain 8 gold on the bet.
All right. And then how about double or nothing on his second fight?
There will be at least half an hour in between that.
Okay.
I'll be right here if you want to follow up on that. I mean, at the very least, you can get your winnings, but we can return to that upon the next match.
Very good.
All right. So you see him take your bet, and he like hisses in the ear of like an attendant who goes like running off, and he says, "All right. And your name, sir?"
Artemis.
Okay. He scribbles in his little book again and says, "Your bet has been placed."
All right. And now you are gonna die, Mert.
Yep. That's how
There's
it's
going to be a
go.
last-minute substitute. Okay.
You just
The
slotted
Dark
in.
Lord!
Yeah.
Surprise contestant!
Elabar!
Oh
Elabar!
my god. That would be so comic book. Alright. Mert,
Yep.
before the battle opens, you are given a little rundown from a guy in the locker room.
Okay.
The arena space is a circular area.
Alright.
From the middle of the circle, it is like 15 yards to any part of the surrounding wall.
Okay.
I forget what measurement that is in math, but that's so yeah.
Diameter, radius, one of those.
There-
Circle.
There's 4 pillars in the circle. I'll draw a little diagram.
Sure.
So this is the layout of the arena. Like you guys come in from your respective tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this, big sand pit. There's like this wooden wall that goes around it where the seats begin. And yeah, they just have like these big like kind of stakes to,
Okay.
add a little variety to the. So it's not just only an open pit. So,
Okay.
if somebody prefers a ranged weapon, they might be
Sure.
like just trying to get at you. But,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Artemis, there are about maybe a little around 100 people watching this first match, so pretty decent attendance. Plenty of good spots for you to take up a seat.
Alright, I'll try to get close to the
Close to the action. Okay.
action. Yeah.
Yep. You see, there is one, possibly a priest or a magician of some kind, some sort of, he has the look of a magic user, who's just kind of standing with decorum, just watching. He looks like he might be in a representative of the arena. So
Okay.
you can't make any sort of gauge if he could possibly detect anything you do, but it looks like he's here to either provide like emergency healing or something of that nature. So, okay, Mert,
Okay.
you're given a warning to get to your gate.
All right. I go walk up to the gate.
Okay. There's an announcer who just welcomes the good citizens of Stanton to the arena. He does a little introduction that you are fighting Oleg the Brave.
Okay.
Oleg is representing House Morose today.
Oh, okay.
And a newcomer. Did you give yourself a title? Nope.
Mert the Merciful.
All right. Versus Mert the Mercurial. He
Yeah.
changes your title.
That's what I like that.
Representing House Python. Let the battle begin.
I'm the human spider.
Was that really what he said? in
Get
the
my
first-
name right.
Oh my god, that's terrible. All right, the gate opens.
First Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
The gate opens, and we
yeah,
could set this up on the grid.
Yep.
Sure.
I don't think I'm going to. Are you
It's-
comfortable? Just
yeah.
kind of go. So yeah, let's
Theater of the
I don't think
mind it.
so. Okay, so
What do I see when
you're
I
right,
see
right.
that?
So you're standing. Like I said, keep this
Yep.
picture in
Yep.
mind. So you're right on the inside. Like the gate just opened.
And you
so
said
step
the only
through.
thing I need to know is what's the actual from one opening
So
to
from
the
where
other.
you are, it's 30 yards to get to
30
where your
yards.
opponent is.
Okay.
The start of the battle.
Okay. So I thought you said 15
Yep.
from the center.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. You see, Oleg the Brave has a sword like on his belt,
Mm-hmm.
and he came up to the arena with a crossbow.
Crossbow.
So you see, he's got
So
a
he's
crossbow
shooting.
in his hands.
Okay.
He is wearing mail armor.
Okay. So it's decent.
Yep. And the battle begins.
All right.
You know
The way to go fast or short, fast or slow.
that is the law of turns in Demon Lord. And it's refreshing switching to this. than
Yeah.
being-
Are there
Yeah.
any containers of any kind in the stands,
Drink containers.
or like buckets or anything? Anything that could contain a liquid.
Oh man, what are you scheming here? Yeah. Roll a d20. This is gonna be a luck.
Here we go.
Yeah.
18.
There is a sizable bucket that looks like someone just used to finish like mopping up the floor nearby.
Okay.
It's unattended right now.
Is it empty or is it full?
It's right now. It's empty.
Okay. I'm gonna use creation.
I'm gonna use creation.
And I'm gonna fill it with beer.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So he's enjoying himself.
And I'll say as the match starts, "Hey, I got free beer here."
Okay. That draws 3d12 people to your
Nice.
location.
Nice.
Could be 3.
Yeah. All right. So, and do you allow them to just have a communal
Oh,
drink,
yeah,
like
just
whoever
whatever.
wants to lift the bucket to
Oh,
their
yeah.
fate? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Mert.
I go slow.
Okay.
Slow and steady.
Because did we figure out can you convert an attack to move? Would
All
we?
right. Well, let me just do it this way again.
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah.
If you're doing slow,
Yeah.
you
You
get
could do
a
two-
move and attack.
Correct. Could you
Moving
convert
an action.
an
Yeah,
action?
right,
Could be
moving
a
an
move.
action.
That's what
Yes.
my question.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I'll
All right.
create for myself a mug, and I'll just get a mug of beer.
All right. Well,
I assume he's gonna.
he is taking a fast
Fast.
action.
Yeah.
You see him. All he has to do is go,
I figured.
and it seems like he's content not to move right now.
Sure.
You did.
I'm dead. Just one hit.
I mean, if this was DCC, that's certainly the case. As time is running.
Okay. What is
14.
14 is your armor?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna hit. All right, he does score a hit.
Okay.
A crossbow bolt thuds into you.
Okay.
It doesn't penetrate deep into your armor, but it did puncture you like somewhere in your chest, and you took 3 damage.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of Oleg. You can quickly identify like the little group of people here supporting him. You drew like 2 of them over to the beer, but the rest are kind of staying.
I'll give some light clapping for a good shot.
Okay, it is your turn, Mert.
Okay. Well, my speed is 10, so I move up 10 yards. So
Yes.
still 20 yards. He didn't move much from his gate, so I imagine.
He has not moved whatsoever.
So he came into the door, gates came down, and he's. So I'm going to then move another 10 yards.
Okay, you are on top of him at the start of the next round.
Correct.
Pretty. So he just goes.
Well,
You just just run right to
Yeah.
it. Oh
So,
god.
I mean-
Yeah.
well, if I from my so I've reached 2
Yeah.
or extra reach.
So
from
you want
my-
to position yourself to where you can hit him, but where he might not necessarily be able to hit you with a sword. Is that the idea?
Well, or make him uncomfortable if he tries to move away. I can get
Okay.
within. So yeah,
because
so
you're
I want to be on top.
you're
of it.
already holding your
Oh, yeah.
you got it ready to go. Okay, that's a new round.
Okay. Then I will go fast because I
Okay.
can go first.
Yep. Then it doesn't matter what he's doing. You get to go next.
So I do Fangs of the Serpent.
Level
Level 1. So
Alright.
I get to do inch plus
Destroy
1
death.
boon. Ooh, it was a 4 turned to a 14. So that plus a boon. That's a lot. 22.
versus defense.
Yeah, well, agility.
That would
or
hit
AC.
most creatures.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It will
What does it
do.
say versus agility or versus defense?
It doesn't say in my attack, so I think that's AC.
Oh, it's defense.
it would-
yeah.
If not specified, it's always defense.
Yep.
But of course that hits.
That will be 11 damage,
A savage blow.
and then I get to move half my speed without, and I'm right next to him.
Yeah.
I'm literally on top
Yeah.
of him.
Like you're like at the
Like
spear.
I was like
Yeah.
within reach, and now I hit him, and I'm right there.
Yeah. Yeah. You know when he shot his crossbow at you, that could do up to 12 damage.
I believe it.
Yep,
I
so
was there.
that
It
was-
was real
yeah.
damage.
Kill me.
That's almost a one shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, you just did 11 damage to him.
Yep.
And yeah, like he's barely holding on to his weapon. Like you probably did some like nerve damage or something.
Yeah.
Cut through his mail. He like hesitates for a moment, but it seems to him you can tell like this must be very important to him.
Sure.
So,
sure.
Kill
he's
him.
he did a slow.
You're saying that in my mind.
He did a slow.
Yeah.
So that's basically he readies his weapon and will attempt to attack you. Yes.
Okay.
Good, Mert. Good.
What is your armor?
14.
Okay, he did hit again.
Okay.
You're gonna die, man.
All right. He cuts into you with his sword
Yeah.
for 4 damage.
Okay.
And you only have 30 minutes before your next fight?
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
fucked! I'm not
Okay.
betting double or nothing on you!
All right, you'll take this winnings and be content.
I
Maybe.
might bet on the other guy.
All right, Bird, it's your turn.
I will take it fast,
Okay.
and
Go
I'll
ahead.
do Fangs again.
Yep.
18. 20.
Yeah, oh yeah.
20.
No, I'm sure
mean,
this is
and-
probably the end of the combat.
Yeah, I mean, that's 9 more damage.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't kill him, though.
Nope,
I
that's actually perfect, Mert.
Okay.
He had 20 health, so you did 11 and 9. So you bring him,
Two.
you knock him out.
I knock him out. Yeah.
And he would eventually bleed out, but they have people there for attention. And the announcer sees after your second blow with your spear, and Oleg is down.
Yes.
Mert, the Mercurial is your winner. House glory to House Ethan, and there's cheering.
And
Some
you see me actually healing for 3 HP.
wow.
So I like wake him back up.
Yeah, no, he's like
Heal up some of his wounds.
yeah, and you can tell his pride's been hurt that he was defeated, but you see him give you like a slight and very respectful like thank you for bringing him back.
Yep.
Cordan's pleased by your actions. I'll just say that is
Those were-
perfectly abiding with that. So
Yep.
all right, your guy won his fight.
So you get
All right,
27
You just
gold.
made 8 gold profit when you go
Nice.
back to your bookie.
Nice.
You see, like a few people. By the time you came over to him, a few people had been rushing like away from him, so he's probably dealing other transactions.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "That was a good bet."
Yes, it was.
He says, "I might have made a number of small bets myself on this man through my proxies. So this is a good partnership." So he hands you back your gold,
Nice.
and he says, "I am not willing to take any bets against your champion today anymore."
Really?
He's
He's
going
pretty-
to win. I'm
He's
confident.
pretty injured. He took some hits.
I should have gotten more details from my buddy. He was wounded by Oleg.
I think he took 2 hits,
2
I
hits.
believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enough to fell most men.
All right. Well,
That part is true.
Double or nothing, anything could happen.
I'm sorry. I will allow you to. I will take another bet on him, but I can't go that high. That's more gold than I'll go through in a month.
Okay. 15 gold.
I will take a bet of 15 gold. I will attribute the fact that he is wounded. So you stand to make 25 if he wins. That's better. That's a better payout than your last one, from a percentage wise. So
Alright.
okay, Bert, you can get ready for your next fight.
Yep. I do shared recovery, so I get.
Oh, you
4
are able to heal.
I get
Of
4
course, I think he's going to
HP.
win. I'm going to
Oh, okay.
crush the other guy.
And
mentally.
rest, I assume, means long. What does rest mean?
That's like 8 hours.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
Is that what
I'm
you're
at 10 out of 13.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Let's see. I did
Wake
this
up.
once.
Close the-
They can't wake him up.
Yeah.
I did that twice.
We choose not to be woken up. Can you be woken?
I'm gonna
Are you destroying death?
put my straight death once on myself. Okay, I'm almost at full.
Good. That guy got screwed.
Okay,
Okay.
but I only have one more casting of that, and
Don't worry, I'm going to crush your opponent.
there we go.
We'll just time skip
Yep.
half an hour
Yeah,
to
yeah,
get to your
that
next
works.
fight.
I have to go after this too, so it works perfectly.
All right. There's an introduction.
Yep.
There's a champion supporting House Vincent.
Vincent. Okay.
Yep. His name is Gustav,
Gustav. All right.
and he says, "Open the gates."
Gustav does.
No, the announcer
the
does. I'm
announcer. Okay.
I'm fast forwarding.
Gates are open.
So, yep.
Yep.
All right. Same scenario.
Yeah. What's the difference of this guy? What do I see?
So this looks like another martial fighter.
Okay.
He's a bit bigger and bulkier.
Okay.
And he has like a composite bow, and he has a mace.
Mace. Okay.
Yep.
So everybody here likes the range stuff.
They like opening with range, which makes sense, if you think about the nature of the arena. But I mean, you just overwhelmed the last guy. So.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Artemis, are you going to participate immediately?
A little bit.
Okay. Well, then you are participating in this combat, so you guys can declare if you're taking fast or slow actions.
Face.
I think I'm gonna take. He has a composite bow.
Yep. So it's.
I
I mean,
will-
it's like it's a compact bow.
I
but
will go fast.
It looks like he can probably shoot this much faster than like the crossbowman guy could. So.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna go fast.
Okay. Well then, if you guys can agree on who gets to go with the first fast.
Mine's nothing. I'm just doing a will challenge roll.
Okay.
I succeeded. So for 1 minute, I can cast psychic spells without speaking.
Okay, so you ready yourself.
So that's your action for
Yep.
the finish.
My action.
Mine's very similar. I cast Anticipate Attack. Lasts a minute. I impose 2 Banes against any attacks against me. And challenges to resist things, I get 2 boons.
So for 1 minute, 2 Banes against any attack against you.
It's divination.
And is that, and that lasts, like, so if you got attacked 1,000 times in the duration of that minute, that 2 Banes
Banes.
applies to all attacks. Wow, that's
It's literally like
That's
some
quite
sort
good.
of monkish type of. But divination is supposed to be I see the attack,
right.
and so I know at least a moment
Okay.
enough to avoid some of the blow.
Yep. All right.
So he kind of sees me just kind of like mumble something and stand there.
Yeah. No, I mean, magic is not unheard of in the
No.
arena. So
I figured.
okay, he moves.
So he went slow.
He did slow. Yep. He goes to like here.
Sure.
If only we
So
had a
he's
grid.
like around the corner of that pillar,
Yep.
and then you see him just go.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, and he's able to fire twice with his speed. So he has a
It's just better
reputation.
than
Good eye. He has 2 Banes on each of those.
He
attacks.
does, yeah. That because his base is with 1 boon, so you've changed it to net 1 bane for his
sure.
attacks. So your armor is
14.
Okay.
You are dead.
He rolled a 14, and a bane of 4 was applied, so that'll miss the first shot.
Boom.
No, he did. I negated one of them.
No. Okay.
Yep. So he's net 1 bane right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he shoots twice at you, and you see him like, oh, he grimaces when he sees that there's some sort of,
Just
barrier that you've erected there. So he does have some cover behind the pillar,
Okay.
but it is now a new round.
Okay.
Fast.
So he moved closer a little bit, right?
Yes, but he does have the pillar obstructing him and you.
Correct.
So.
So I will go slow.
Okay, well then it's straight up Artemis here.
Yeah, I'm just going to share thoughts. So for 1 minute, I can talk to anyone in medium range without speaking.
Okay, so
So
you
I'll
just,
use it immediately,
you've got a walkie-talkie and
Yeah.
it's here. All right.
and I'll just tell you to just like hold out your hand when you move towards this guy.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
he went fast.
Okay.
So long as he has the advantage in distance on you, he's going to keep peppering away.
Shooting.
You've saved yourself 2 hits by applying that bane. So good for you.
That's good.
It's your turn.
I will move. Well, this hand
You took
does
slow.
putting out hand count as an action?
No.
Okay. So I move twice. So
What
I
a
assume
cruel
in
game
one-
that would be.
Yeah. I am assuming if
I
I
raise
move
my
once,
right arm
You feel
8 inches.
You feel a sensation of an itch. Do you
Next round.
itch
Yeah,
yourself?
do you itch
yeah.
yourself?
Well, okay.
I can't
next
do
round.
anything.
Yeah. All right. So what did
if
you
I
say?
move- if I move
my mouth
once
as if
Yeah.
to
with
say-
reach, I don't think I'm close
There would be a
enough.
lot of that.
Nope.
So I
not quite.
move twice.
All right. You are basically
I'm pretty close.
you're
yeah.
you're right by the pillar with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So if he's trying to constantly keep the pillar between you and him, it might make attacks slightly more difficult,
sure.
but we'll see how it progresses.
Okay, and I hold my hand up.
Okay. It is a new round.
I don't know what he's doing. Is there gonna be flesh in my hand all of a sudden? I feel like I will go slow.
Okay. Well, then Artemis, it's you by default.
Put something in his hand.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, he just wants my hand.
I
up.
just want you to look like you're doing this instead of him just suddenly like dying.
Sure. I got it. Oh, so I'm like going like
You
this.
should have told him to start mumbling.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you were mumbling already.
Yeah.
So
I
okay,
have
yeah,
that.
that helps. Yeah.
So I'm gonna use crush on this guy.
okay.
20. No joke.
I'll allow it.
Look at that.
Nope.
And
That's
I
fine.
didn't touch it at all, so.
I decided as it was rolling, I was just going to keep whatever
Yeah.
it was, so it worked out in Adam's favor.
Does he have higher than 24 strength?
No.
Does anyone?
Okay.
Yeah, some like
Oh.
super dudes would.
That's a lot of dice.
He takes 15 damage.
Okay.
And then he has to succeed on a strength challenge roll, or he is impaired for 1 round.
He does succeed.
Okay.
But he took 15 damage.
He did, yeah.
Okay. You
Like
see,
telekinetic bands are like surrounding
yeah.
him.
yeah, you see him just like he just like starts hacking up all this blood and like he's looking at you like what? And you went slow.
Yes, I went slow. So
Okay.
it is his turn.
He also went slow.
Oh, he went slow
Yep.
as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because he knew
Destroyed
he had
it.
to change to melee and wanted to possibly move. So.
Okay.
Destroy
Well, then
death.
I will move.
Okay.
Destroy
So
death.
I'm right on time. That would be...
Destroy life.
I will just savage strike him.
Yeah.
It's a 0 thing, but...
Okay. That's what you tell him as you impale him. This is a 0.
15 versus his AC.
Oh, 15 versus defense.
Yeah.
Nope. He's heavily armored, so
Oh no, I get a boon.
okay,
With
that's
it.
gonna make the difference, I'm sure.
19.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Okay.
So I hit him for 8 damage.
Okay. You incapacitate him,
Okay.
and he's a little bit in rougher shape than your
The other
last
guy.
one.
Well, I will do again. Destroy death.
Are you able to do
I
that
have
again?
one more. Yeah.
Okay.
I used one on Thomas and one on yeah. So there were 2 HP.
Okay.
See, we all use that one.
Okay.
So I try to so all the things tightening against
you're
him.
you're able to stabilize him.
All right.
Okay. There's the same exuberation. You gain. You get paid for fighting.
I didn't even think about that.
Yep. The Lord's messenger appears and says that he would like to receive you with the proper welcome for representing him in the arena. So whenever you like, you have
Okay.
a standing invitation to return to the castle,
Okay.
and you receive 3 gold pieces.
I tell
That's
them
garbage,
to send it to Cordon's temple. It's
Okay.
a donation, so give it to them. Or I can do it. One way.
Nope. You tell him to do that.
Yes.
This triggers a will challenge roll.
Oh my.
Insanity.
On me.
Yeah, on you.
You're dead. You're dead man.
19.
Destroy life.
Okay. As like your hand touches him and puts the coins in his into like
Back into his hand?
Yes.
Okay.
you feel a certain feeling that if you're not more stern, this courier is going to keep the money for himself and tell you that he was going to deliver the coins.
Okay.
Smite him.
So, maybe not so much.
Correct his
But-
mistake.
He pretty much hears me say, if you don't bring this money there, Corden will strike you down.
You see some of the color go from his face, and he says, I never would have, I promise it will go to the temple. And he seems quite sincere.
Good.
Alright, and he rushes off.
Jeez.
Alright.
So,
Cordan is
so the
pleased.
will was literally just for me to know that
It was. I gave you like just a crack
Yeah,
moment
yeah.
here, so that was
Like a
pretty,
moment
that
of
was pretty
insight,
Cool.
an
You're like,
insight.
no. Yeah. All right.
Oh boy.
You just gained another 10 gold.
Nice.
Yeah.
As the
Easy
cold,
money.
as the gold flows into your fingertips, the feeling is intoxicating.
Nice.
Oh,
And knowing that you got this through crooked means, you gain 1 point of corruption. Okay.
just what
Yeah.
you wanted.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, what a day at the arena. You just sat there, mumbled a bit, and you made
I
more
mean,
gold
offered
than
some
anyone.
It's
beer.
for the greater good.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
You're willing to take on this corruption to save the world.
Right.
Look at that. How noble.
Someone
okay.
has to.
Yeah, okay.
Can't just be Hubert.
Someone's got to
That's
feed him.
insanity.
Potato.
I mean, he did give 5 gold to Hubert earlier, so that's good. I mean,
did.
I'm a good guy.
all right. So Mert, you'll have good news to return to the Lord.
Yep.
And I think before starting more of the splitting trees, I think I'm just gonna actually end it here so that you don't miss anything
Oh, okay.
tonight because it's after 10, and then that'll give me a chance to come back with the updated religion and stuff. So, That's good. We got a good deal accomplished in that session, even with the character conversion.
I feel like also that means Morosa's situation is going to be a little bit more.
Well,
I'm saying
we can say,
Yeah.
but just let Jake know that he's.
I will.
We'd love for him to return, but if he's feeling like there's a good time for him to just take a break or something, that's fine. But it really was not too bad with the character conversions.
No,
I think we
no.
could do that pretty quickly if he
Yep.
decides to
That
jump
was
in.
pretty
so.
easy.
All right, good stuff, guys.
All right, guys.
If you just want to message me those 12 letters.
Yeah, no, we can. You spent a morning of reading letters, so I'll say that'll be at least 3 letters that you'll have processed. 'cause
Oh, you're a long boy.